Hello, Hajil, and welcome to a lesson on area of a triangle. Today we'll be finding the area of a triangle. The real life links of this will be construction, geometry, and pretty much similar to wherever shape and space is used elsewhere, like in area of a rectangle or perimeter and so on. Keywords here would be squared, centimeters, millimeters, centimeters squared, and the equipment required will be a pen, a pencil, and a ruler. Now, we have a rectangle over here, yeah? So let me just get my pointer ready for you. If you have a rectangle over here, half of the rectangle, if you cut it in half, you get a triangle. And what we can see from here is that the base times the height will give us the area of the full rectangle. But since this triangle over here is half of the rectangle, then we can get the area of the triangle by halving the total area of this shape. So if we get the total area, which we should be able to do by doing the base times by the height, if we were to half it, then we would get half the area, which is what this triangle here would be. And that is basically the beginning of the area of a triangle. So base times by the height divided by 2. And that will give it 16 centimeters squared. Now, that works quite nicely with right angled triangles, but with regular triangles, you have to be careful about what the height is. The height isn't this length over here, and it's not this length over here. We take the height to be, essentially, if we were to take this line over here, for let's say this line, where would the height actually be? The height would be from this line to the other corner. So it would be going like that. It is not this edge over here. The height is from the base to the corner. Now over here, the base of this triangle, it'll basically be the straight line of the triangle, wouldn't it? Well, that would be here, because these lines over here are not straight. So let's take this line over here. Where is the corner opposite? Right there. And what you can see is a little right angle, a mini little right angle being formed here. And this is a right angle triangle. So if we were to begin with the base, well, the height will be this part here, wouldn't it? And that itself is a perpendicular height. And so as you can see there, over here, look, here the base is. This is the base of the triangle. Where is the corner opposite? It's there. So we have to begin directly opposite and join it to the corner, sorry. Over here, this is the base. Where is directly opposite? Yes, over there, and that's the corner. So this is how you find the height of a triangle. Now, in a regular right angle triangle, you can see that the height will just be one of the edges from the base to the corner. However, for non-right angle triangles, you can see that from the base to the corner, you have to find the height separately. You usually would be given this, but it is not the same as these edges because these are not the heights. Okay? And from there, we can actually get the formula ready. The formula for any triangle then is going to be the base multiplied by the height. The base multiplied by the height. Or you can even take this to be the base and multiply by this height. But basically, you need to get the straight edge. So here, the base, the straight edge, and multiply by the height. Here, this is the base, this is a straight edge, and you can multiply by the height. And once you have that, you can divide it by 2. So base times height divided by 2. Now, adding on to what I was saying, what we are taking is basically the perpendicular height. So it's not an edge, it's the height, and it's from the perpendicular. So for a right angle triangle, it works nicely, like I was saying. The base, the height is over here, which is right angle there. However, for this base over here, we can see that the height will actually be this height over here. The height over here in this isosceles, from the base, it will be over here, going towards this corner. So this base over here, look, there's no corner over here to mess with. So we have to keep going back until we find the height. And that is the perpendicular height. So when we look at our formula, remember, the height you use must be the perpendicular height. So looking at this example over here, we can see that the base is 4 centimeters, or 4, it's actually being given, and then the height is 12. Now the important thing to note here is that this is in fact the perpendicular height because this is a right angle triangle, so it's quite straightforward. 4 times 12 is 48, divide that by 2, so base times by height divided by 2 is 24 centimeters squared. Now this example over here, look, be careful now. We are given the height, but look at this height. It is not the same as this length over here. It's not the same as this edge. If we were to just begin at the base, for example, and see where's the distance until the edge, the opposite corner, from this edge this base edge to the opposite corner, you can see that that would be 8 meters. So we are multiplying the perpendicular height with the base. 8 times 8 is 64. Divide that by 2, it's 32 meters squared. Now, I want you to try these 2 questions and pause the video. Once you are done, unpause it and I'll put the answers on for you. So hopefully you've had a go, and you can see that this will be 8 multiplied by 6 divided by 2, which is 24 centimeters squared. And over here we have 7 multiplied by 6 divided by 2, which is 21 centimeters squared. So the theory behind I was saying is it could be quite hard to understand, but the important part you need to understand here is that it's the base multiplied by the perpendicular height, and then you divide that by 2. So we've gone through this, so we can have a go at some questions. Now, if you find this quite challenging, just do these right angle triangle questions, which will be the base times the height. If you feel quite comfortable, here are some tricky examples where you have a mixture of triangles. And if you really want a challenge, you can have a go at these questions as well. Okay, so once you are done, you can upload it onto class charts, and good luck. And just one more hint, over here you have the answers to choose from, you just have to match them up.